Hello everyone, I'm Michelle Smith and welcome to my channel. I have an Easter wreath for you today. The tools that you're going to be needing are your glue gun and glue stick. You're going to need a good pair of scissors or a rotary cutter if you have one, a ruler, and if you're using the rotary cutter, something safe to cut on. You're also going to need some craft sticks. And then the materials that you're going to need, you're going to need one of these signs from the Dollar Tree. You're going to need a form. Now this form I picked up from the 99-cent store. I'm going to be taking the tinsel off and just using the form in the back. Now if you don't have a 99-cent store near you, there are several other options that you can use for this. The Dollar Tree, if you have one of their tinsel witch's hats, you can invert that, turn it upside down, do a little bit of trimming to get this shape and use that. You can do the same thing with a tinsel Santa hat if you've got one of those left over. If you do not have any of those, you can also purchase one of the tinsel eggs that they have right now, and you can substitute that. When you use the egg, you're just not going to have anything on the top, so you're going to need to make your greens longer, and then you're going to have to concentrate on getting a point at the bottom. But the egg shape will work just fine. I also pulled out some ribbon. I have this really pretty sheer orange, a light sage, and then a white ribbon with some carrots on it. These two did come from the Dollar Tree, and I'm sorry, but I'm not sure where this one came from. You're going to need a couple packages of orange deco mesh. I have some from the Dollar Tree from Halloween. That's one thing when you craft with items from the Dollar Tree, especially when you make wreaths and use their deco mesh. You need to pick up extra of certain colors throughout the year because they only have them certain times of year. So I have a couple rolls of this, which should be sufficient of the orange. You'll need one roll of the green, some pipe cleaners. On all of my craft videos, you want to make sure to check the description box. There I leave a very detailed description of all the tools and materials needed, as well as the total cost for the project. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing that we're going to do is get our sign ready. I'm going to go ahead and take this apart. Go ahead and pull it off from the back. They are stapled down, but as you can see, they come up relatively easy. You just want to separate each piece. Okay. Just take this little paper tag off. I'm going to leave the little bit of twine there because I'm not sure if I'm going to hang it this way or if I'm going to hang it from the carrot yet. So I'm just going to leave those there. Turn these guys over. I'm going to hot glue some pipe cleaners on here so I can attach it to my wreath. Do the two carrots here. Just going to attach on either end. Put a little blob of glue. Have your full pipe cleaner folded in half and just lay it in the glue. I usually add a little bit more glue over the top. Keep it nice and secure. Okay, we'll be attaching the head in a different way. So just set that aside. Push these over so that they can fully dry. Now the next thing that you're going to want to do is take off all of the tinsel off of whatever form that you're using. Usually just go in from the back, find a section and cut. And then just, it'll usually have some form of pattern to unravel. And then just go ahead and unravel it. They usually have little nubs, so they go back and forth. Okay, so go ahead and remove all of your tinsel off of your form. I went ahead and took everything off. I have a nice frame now. Now all I do is roll it up, and I keep these. And I always keep this type of stuff. I may use it on another craft. This stuff here is not super shiny. I was thinking that might make a good gnome's beard or something along those lines. So I always keep this type of stuff. Now I don't really care for this little bow, so I'm going to go ahead and take it off. It just pops off. It was glued on. I decided I want to put a little pretty sage green bow on there. I just make a loop, and then you make a loop the other way. It looks like that. Then you just take a little piece of jute string or twine and go ahead and tie it there right in the middle. Double knot it so it's nice and tight. Trim off the excess twine. Okay, so go ahead and play with your bow until you get it the size and the shape that you like. Just make sure that that little knot that you tied for the center is in the back. Go ahead and just put a little dollop of hot glue back there and glue it on. There you go. Go ahead and set that aside. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to prep our mesh. You're going to want to go ahead and take your pipe cleaners and cut them in half. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and work on our mesh and get it prepped for the form. I'm going to use my ruler to help me get a nice, really clean edge. With this method, it's really important that your edges are nice and straight. So you want to cut your mesh at 6 inches. I just use my ruler. It helps me keep it nice and straight. You can do this with scissors. Okay, so you're going to want to go ahead and cut your mesh at 6 inches. And then this is how we're going to make our little petals. You take the two opposite corners and you pull them together. And then you grab and you fold in one corner and bring that point right down with the others. Then you take the other and you fold it in and you bring that point right down. Then you scrunch all the way up until you have all those little frayed ends gathered together. Like that. Then you take your pipe cleaner, you wrap it right around the base of that. And I always fold it over so I can get it nice and snug, and then twist down. Okay. I have the pipe cleaners to attach it. This is the part that's going to show. This part will not show. This is a stack on top of each other. Okay? Let me go ahead and show you that a couple more times. Cut your mesh at 6 inches. Then you want to take the two corners from opposite sides and bring them together. Hold them. Then you want to take this side and fold it over so that point comes down with the other two. And then same thing with the other side. Fold it over and bring it down. Then you can pull the sides in again and pinch it where the cut part ends. So all of this is folded over so you won't see any fraying. Then you take your pipe cleaner and you put it right there, fold it to the back. Now I usually fold it over so I can get it nice and tight. Pull it tight and twist. This is how you're going to attach it. And there's your little petal. Okay, I'll show you one more time. The two corners from the opposite side, bring them together. Fold that other corner over. Fold this corner over. So all the points are in the same part. And then this fray part, that's what you want to kind of pull into the center. Same thing with the other side. Then you pinch it right there. Take your pipe cleaner, fold it over, fold together so you can get this nice and tight, and twist. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and make several of these, and then I'll come back and I'll show you how to attach. So I'm going to go ahead and start attaching, and the very first one is going to be my point. So I'm going to attach it to these 3 bars. This single bar with the little nubs on it is the center. So I'm going to attach it to these 3. And it's just like any other wreath. You just push it back around those 2 bars with the pipe cleaners. Pull it down snug and twist. So it's attached. Now that's going to be the point of your carrot. And you're just going to want to go and attach to the 2 bars on the other side. Just keeping in mind as you're attaching these and building them that you want to make sure that you're keeping that form and that you have a nice point at the bottom. Okay, and then do the other side. Let's do those 2 bars, pull to the back. Just snip off any excess of the pipe cleaners. That way it'll keep it nice and clean. Take the little ends and push them down so you don't get poked. Okay, so that's my first 3 on the front. And that's what it looks like in the back. So the first one is my point, and it's on the bottom 3. Then I move to the 2 bars on the side. And now my next row, I'll probably have 3 or 4. And then you just keep going wider, and you just stack on top. As you stack, this part will be hidden. Once we get to the top, I'll show you how to take care of these. Okay? So go ahead and continue going back and forth and building up on your carrot base. When I get a few rows done, I'll come back and show you what it looks like. And the carrot is filling in nicely, and I'm able to keep that shape. You just need to work with it as you go and as you're placing to pay attention to your placement. But as you can see, as I'm layering, all of this nasty stuff is going to be hidden. You won't be able to see it. Now you don't have to hit every single bar every single time. Just do what you need to fill in so that it looks right in the front. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and finish filling in the bottom up to the top, and then I'll come back and show you how to handle that. Okay? I have all of my orange on, and it took 3 rolls of the Dollar Tree orange mesh. Now here at the top, as you move up, you want to start tucking those wild ends down to the back. And the ones on the sides, I just used another pipe cleaner and tied them down. Okay? Now your first part of green, you're going to make the same way that you made the bottom. And that's going to help cover this mess up. Okay, so our first couple rows of the green are going to be made the same way, and we're going to do it here just to cover up. And then we're going to change the way that the carrot top is done when we do this top part. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and attach my bottom pieces, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and put the petals in on the bottom, and now I'm working on the top part. And to do that, I'm just doing a single roll. You just want to make sure you get a nice tight roll. So I'm cutting these pieces 8 inches long. And when I tie them off, I'm tying them off uneven. So one end is really long and one end is short. And then if you need to, go ahead and give it a little trim if you have anything that's really going crazy, so it looks good. And then go ahead and use these to fill in the rest of the top. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do that. And when I come back, we'll start assembling. Okay, so I finished the top. It looks really nice. If you do get any fraying from rolling it, just go ahead and grab your scissors and just nip off anything that's really crazy. You won't have any fraying on the bottom here. You'll only have a little bit on the top. I've also gone ahead and added the signs. Just decide where you want them and then feed your pipe cleaners into the back and attach them on each side on the outside of the frame. You just don't want to tighten them down too much until you get them positioned exactly where you want them. And you need them to be a little loose so they don't crush the mesh. Okay, next thing is we're going to go ahead and attach our little bunny head. And I want to attach him over to the side here so he looks like he's kind of peering around the carrot. To do that, I'm going to need the help of some craft sticks. I think I'm going to use the larger one. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue them on the bottom to help me attach them to the wreath. Okay. So I know I want it on this side. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue these down. These are just going to give me that extra support that I need to attach my bunny head. See, I want them peeking right around the corner, just about like that. Okay, so put the hot glue on the craft sticks and hold down the wreath. Just be careful not to glue it to your surface. Okay, once I got that glue down and the glue held it for a little bit, then I went in with a pipe cleaner, attached it to the frame, and then wrapped it around the end of the craft stick, tied it off, and then put a glob of hot glue on there. I'm going to do one more because it's still a little shaky. And so I've attached my pipe cleaner, and I'm going to attach this one here. And put your hot glue on your craft stick and get that down. Okay, then go ahead and tie down your pipe cleaner. Nice and snug. trim off the excess. Push those ends down. And then put hot glue right over the ends. Both sides. Okay, once everything is nice and dry and you are well secured, you can turn it over and see what it looks like. Now to hang it, the best thing is to grab probably this corner and hold it. You want to make sure that however you hang it, that it's going to hang right. So because there's so much more weight on this side, I'm going to hang the hanger at the tip here on this side, and then it'll hang straight. And all I do is cut a piece of the jute cord, tie a knot in the end, feed it around the bar, open up, and then I pull through, and then it gives me the hanger. And you can make it as long, as short as you want. But there you go. Isn't that absolutely adorable? Happy Easter! Something very different and unique for your front door. Well, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this craft. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe to my channel. I do upload new content every week. Well, thanks again for stopping by. You have a great day, and I will catch you next time.